gina-implement, no, gina-take advantage pag ang mga orders or transaction is international trading na involved. Okay? So, previously na ako ipakita na drawing sa inyo ha. So, karon ako siyang ibalik din. Okay? Para na-explain natin, present something else. Okay. Remember ninyo ni siya na drawing, klasa. Okay? So, ko, there are doctrines na kailangan nato i-familiarize sa letter of credit. Okay? So, ang first doctrine na kailangan nato i-familiarize is ang doctrine of independence. So, yun mga sa doctrine of independence class na it dictates that a letter of credit is a financial obligation entirely separate from the underlying commercial contract between the buyer and the seller. So, di ba yun ko last time na naitulo ka kontrata din sa letter of credit, no? Kaning sale contract between the buyer and the seller, tapos ang transaction between the buyer and the issuing bank, and this transaction, issuing bank to the banks to the seller, no? Whether issuing bank, advising bank, confirming bank to seller. So again, tulo ka buo transactions, no? The sale transaction between the buyer and the seller, the transaction between the buyer and the issuing bank, which is yung letter of credit, and yung transaction naman between the issuing bank and the seller. Okay? So, asa man maglay diri ang doctrine of independence. Ang doctrine of independence is it is entirely separate from the underlying commercial transaction between the buyer and the sellers. Ano, di ba, na-in contract. So, it is entirely different. Lahat dito siya nga transaction. Why? Because the doctrine of independence is just mag-operate lang siya between the buyer and the issuing bank. Because the bank's duty is strictly limited to verifying that the presented documents to conform to the letters of credit terms. It cannot refuse payment based on the disputes or performance issues related to the sale agreement itself. So kung unsa lang ang gi-present na transaction of mga documents, mga original documents, sa bill of lading, sa warehouse receipts, kung unsa lang ang gi-present na mga documents, dito lang mo tanaw ang issuing bank. Okay, complete na ba rin ng mga documents? Okay, ako na ni siyang ihatag dito sa advising and confirming bank. After na-confirm ni confirming bank na kato nga mga documents, then mag-release na ko og kwarta sa seller. So, ana siya. Wala ko'y pakialam. Dili ko mo tanaw kung unsa ang gi-deliver ni seller kay buyer. Mag-depend lang ko sa mga documents na gihatag ni buyer sa ako kaya ko mag-release og kwarta. So, mo na nito mga documents, mga bill of lading, mga warehouse receipts, tanan, kato nga mga documents na na-discuss na to sa previous na term. I mean like the prelims, no? So, bank's limited scope, the issuing bank is concerned only with the documents presented. It does not investigate whether the goods were delivered, if they match the description, or if the underlying contract was breached. Okay? Wala ni pakialam. Kung unsa man ang na-deliver sa imuha, wala ni pakialam. Ang amo lang tanawon is complete na ba ang mga documents na gi-present ni buyer? Aya i-release og kwarta kay seller. Kana lang. Certainty of beneficiaries. The principal provides sellers or beneficiaries with the assurance of prompt payment. So, bayaran ta ka, seller. Once complete na ang mga documents na gihatag sa ko sa buyer, bayaran kita. Okay? The application for the letter of credit, buyer and bank, and the letter of credit itself, bank and beneficiary. The doctrine ensures the bank's obligation remain isolated from the others. So, ang obligation sa issuing bank is independent kung sa inyong mga sales transaction dira. Basta nag-present na sa ako si buyer of documents based sa terms sa letter of credit, complete na ni, wala na'y problema, original ang ipang present, wala na ni pakialam kung sino na-deliver sa mga complete na mga documents. So, since complete na mga documents, release na yung kwarta kay seller or sa tinatawag na itong beneficiary. Okay? So, ana lang, muna ang doctrine of independence. It will not, hindi siya mo tanaw dito sa sales contract. Iyalang tanawon isang document na present sa buyer. Okay? Now, unsa man yung fraud exception? The primary exception to the doctrine of independence is the fraud exception. Okay? So, naatay ginatawag na doctrine of independence, then naatay ginatawag na fraud exception. So, a bank may be permitted to dishonor a draft or to be enjoined from paying if there is a clear evidence that the beneficiary has engaged in fraud. For this exception to apply, the following must generally be proven. Okay, ako na lang i-discuss, then magbasa na lang yung PowerPoint presentation ang mga other students later. Okay, so, pwede daw, ang exception sa doctrine of independence is ang fraud exception. Unsa man ang elemento sa fraud exception? Number one, clear proof of fraud. There must be evidence that the beneficiary knowingly presented false or fraudulent documents. So, kung ma-prove, okay, kung ang unsa may pasabotan pwede dili mag-release og money ang issuing bank kay seller, pwede dili niya gamiton i-dishonor niya ang letter of credit, no? Kung naadyo'y klaro nga pruweba na naay fraud na nahitabo. Okay? Unsa man ang mga elementos na mag-apply ang fraud exception? Number one, clear proof of fraud. There must be evidence that the beneficiary knowingly presented false or fraudulent documents. Nagpadala ang seller o mga fake na mga documents, no? So, padulong kay buyer, no? So, in that case, ingon ko sa inyo dati, labanan niya siya ng documents, labanan ng dokumento. Nag-present yung beneficiary or ang seller ng fake documents, then, in that case, kay buyer, then si buyer mo, iyang gi-forward kay issuing bank, si issuing bank, gi-assess ang documents, uy, fake money. So, in that case, fraud exception may apply. So, dili mo release si issuing bank o kwarta kay seller. Again, na ay clear proof of fraud. Ang beneficiary knowingly, alam na alam niya, presented false or fraudulent documents kay buyer. Si buyer, gi-forward kay issuing bank, gi-check ni issuing bank, uy, peke money. So in that case, dili mo release si issuing bank o pera kay seller. Okay? Number two, abuse of purpose. The fraud must constitute a fraudulent abuse, okay, of the letters of credit's independent purpose, rather than just a minor dispute or breach under the main agreement. The fraud must constitute fraudulent abuse. So, kami siya, labanan na rin ng ebidensya. Okay, magpakita na ng ebidensya. Labanan na ng evidence. Kaya may kaso. Irreparable injury. In many jurisdictions, the parties seeking to block the payment must demonstrate that they would suffer irreparable injury without such intervention. Okay? So, katong party nga ayo siya bayari, no? Seeking to block payment must demonstrate, no, that they would suffer irreparable injury without such intervention. So, we usually kisa may mag-block sa payment, the buyer. Sabi ko siya, ayo bayari, kaya ang kanong yung documents na forward, or medyo layo, or dito kayo sa mga description, dili na mo ma-validate ang yung gipang padala. So, in that case, kung pagkompleto ng tulo ka elementos, dili mag-release og pera ang issuing bank to the seller. Ma-dishonor ang letter of credit. In practice, banks prioritize strict compliance with documents requirements. Unless a clear case of fraud is established, the bank is generally obligated to honor the credit upon the presentation of complying documents regardless of external contractual disputes. Maski pa na may problema sa sales contract, no? Na may problema sa presyuhan, kapag the-forward kay issuing bank ug na tawag ano, na-check ni issuing bank na this is complete, this is all original, this is all hindi siya fake, no? Mag-act pa na ang issuing bank to release money to the seller. Pero ang sundon, ang standard, ang degree na sundon sa issuing bank is the strict compliance. No? Strict jud, tanaw jud niya, stricto nga pag-scrutinize sa pag-check sa documents kung tama ba ni aya siya mag-release, aya siya mag-release of money kay seller, or aya niya i-honor ang letter of credit. Okay? So, na siya. Now, let's move, present something else. So, walang tong idea. So, the doctrine of independence, then the fraud exceptions, babalik man natin din basa later kung unsa tong tulo. Then, strict compliance. Yun yung i-familiarize nyo. Doctrine of independence, fraud exception, and strict compliance. Strict compliance, i-check ug maayo sa bangko ang mga dokumentos na giahatag, aya sila mag-release og kwarta. Okay? Next. Okay. Sabi sa listahan, ang next na mag-recite is manaman si Doronio, no? Lower na nako, si Gamutan.
Good afternoon po, ma'am.
Afternoon.
This independence ensures the seller beneficiary receives prompt payment and frees the bank from liability regarding the actual goods, their quality, or potential fraud in the main contract. An example illustrates that if a beneficiary presents a required certificate of default, the bank must honor it even if the applicant was not actually in default in the main transaction, strictly adhering to the terms of the letter of credit itself. Banks must follow the strict compliance rule for letters of credit. Only original required documents like a bill of lading, allow fund release, photocopies are not acceptable. If a correspondent bank accepts faulty documents, it acts at its own risk and may not recover payments from the buyer or issuing bank. Thank you po, ma'am.
So, mo na po ginon, labanan ni ng documents, no, labanan ng dokumento, ang check lang sa mga banks is naana ba diri ang mga original documents, okay? Kung nagtinanga ang bangko, no, problema na na nila. Kasi, kung na-remember niyo, taas ang degree na dapat i-exercise sa isa ka bangko, no? Dito kung na utmost diligence dapat ang nilang i-exercise when it comes sa banking practices, no? Ingon ana ang degree, di ba na kay good father, ana. So, diri sila sa pinakataas, highest degree, which is utmost diligence. So, dapat super check sila, tama ba ilang ginayak na money. So, sa letter of credit na transaction, tama ba ang mga documents na na-forward sa ilaha, original ba kanitanan, aya ni mabibis og kwarta. Kung wala nila na-check og tarong kay nang pinama sila, ila na ng risk. Okay? Kay possible na wala nag-forward ang buyer of documents, na ay nagpa-as if, no? Na ay nag-pretend, no? And then nag-forward sila og money, dili tubigan kay buyer ng mga documents, then ilahan na ng fraud. Okay? Risk na nila. Next, si Mahinay.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon.
The Supreme Court clarified in Fiti Bank and Trust Company v. Court of Appeals that a correspondent bank's liability depends on its role under the credit terms. Being a confirming bank requires explicit wording in the letter to honor compliant drafts. In Velasquez v. Solid Bank Corporation, the court noted that obligations under a letter of undertaking to pay if a draft is dishonored are independent of the draft's liability, with direct and primary responsibility not tied to collateral issues like credit rule violations. BBB Banking Corporation could not legally stop drawdown on a letter of credit via instruction as the independence principle ties credit conditions only to shipping documents, not the actual goods. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so balik-balik lang siya, example lang siya na ang letter of credit again is labanan ng documents. Ang titingnan lang niya is ang document itself, kung na-submit na ba, na-forward na ba sa iya ang original document. Wala niyo pakialam kung saan mga goods na na-submit din na. Okay? So, I think ma-discuss later on ang fraud exception. Ayun, discuss na. So, next is Kanyas. Section isa si Kanyas, John J.
D po, ma'am.
D?
D po.
Delta? Sorry.
Yes
E?
po.
D, okay. 3D. Sige, palikuan Kanyas.
The fraud exception principle limits this independence, applying only when fraud undermines the credit's commercial purpose. For an injunction against payment to be granted, three conditions must be met. A. Clear proof of fraud. B. Fraud abuses the credit's independent purpose, not just fraud in the main agreement. C. Irreparable injury would occur or damage recovery would be harmed without it. Thank you, ma'am.
So, thank you. So, kaning sa letter B, katong ko na-discuss earlier, labanan yun siya ng evidence. Okay? Labanan ng evidence. Dili na to siya maisa-isa tanan, no? Fraud abuses the credit's independent purpose. So, dili na mugawas ng mga expert in handwriting, expert sa graphology yata ng term nila sa pagpirma, peke na pirma. So, diyan na siya. Okay? But these are the elements of fraud exception. Okay? Principle. Okay? Pwede, ang idea is, pwede na dili mag-release of money or dili i-honor sa issuing bank ang letter of credit, no? Dili siya mag-release of money sa seller if under the fraud exception principle. Na clear proof of fraud abuses the credit's independent purpose, and irreparable injury would occur or damage recovery would be harmed without it. So, kanina mga elements. Okay? Next. Thank you. Kasi ito si Kanyas Matoganino. 3E Bernardino.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
So, in Transfield Philippines Corporation versus Luzon Hydro Corporation, the Supreme Court ruled that payment can be halted if the beneficiary fraudulently presents documents with known false material facts. In Fiati Bank and Trust Company versus Court of Appeals, the court clarified that a letter of credit does not reserve or hold funds in trust for the beneficiary. It only allows drawing up to the specified amount. Correspondent banks pay from their own funds first and seek reimbursement later, rather than receiving advance funds from buyers or issuing banks.
Okay. So, thank
Thank you,
you,
ma'am.
Bernardino. So, again, kani siya nga kaso, Transfield Philippines Inc. versus Luzon Hydro Corporation, the Supreme Court ruled the payment can be halted pwede dili magbayad ng bank if the beneficiary or what we call the seller fraudulently gituyo gyud niya na gyud siya intention to present false material facts in the document. Mga mali-mali ang iyang gibabutang sa document, i-forward sa buyer, si buyer, i-forward kay bank. So, pwede, that case, dili siya wala siya ni-follow, yung mga documents na submit did not follow the terms sa ilahang sale contract na dapat sa ilahang sale contract, no? With respect sa provision sa letter of credit, so in that case, dili ni mag-release of money dito sa seller or beneficiary. Then, bukod sa Fiati Bank and Trust Company versus Court of Appeals, ang letter of credit does not reserve or hold funds in trust for the beneficiary. Dili na siya pera ni seller or ang beneficiary dili ang seller. Dili na niya pera. Wala na siya gi-hold as trust. Okay? Pwede na ang karapatan ba to dishonor or dili i-dishonor ang letter of credit because of false documents, no? So dili na siya kanang as a matter of right of the part sa seller or beneficiary. Mahimo lang ni na i-release na mo ang kwarta kung nakapasa na ka, no? Wala dito ang mga elemento sa fraud exception. Okay? Next. Si Crester Lloyd Palere. Palere exception. Crester Lloyd. Wala. Crester.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, sige. Sa section
D po, ma'am.
B. Okay.
The rule of strict compliance in letter of credit, meaning bank may release payment only when the beneficiary submits exactly all required documents stated in the letter of credit. Otherwise, payment must be denied. The Supreme Court ruled the banks at their own risk when they accept faulty or incomplete documents and may not recover the money once paid. A correspondent bank is liable only if explicitly assume the role of confirming bank, which must be clearly stated in the letter of credit. The court also clarified that a letter of undertaking creates a separate and independent and primary obligation requiring payment upon dishonor or a draft regardless of issues related to the letter of credit without the need to prove collateral violations. Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay. So, thank you, Palero. So, again, strict compliance in letters of credit, muna ang dapat buhatin sa bank to strictly check the documents forwarded to them, kaya sila mag-coordinate with the other banks or banks seller or beneficiary. Okay? So, tapos na tayo sa letter of credit class. Okay? So, ano lang siya, nalang sa basic, dili na kita mag-delve deeper. Okay? Basta it is a business transaction, it is a commercial transaction, na, sa tawag gani, more of international ang datingan. Okay? International ang datingan and mga binagko ang mga transaction involved. Dili na ta sa ginagmay. Okay? Kaning guarantee class, makarelate ang tanan-ani. Makarelate ang mga kamo in the future, makarelate ang yung parents. Alright? So, let's go with guarantee. Goodbye na ta sa letter of credit. Okay. Uyang Guren from section 3B.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Guarantee.
Okay.
A guarantee is a contract where a guarantor promises to fulfill the obligation of the principal debtor only if the debtor fails to do so. The guarantor's liability is secondary or subsidiary. The creditor must first demand payment from the principal debtor and exhaust the debtor's properties before proceeding against the guarantor. In a guarantee, the guarantor merely guarantees the solvency of the debtor. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so guarantee. Kitang tanan makarelate ani, yung parents makarelate ani. Kay ang inyong isipon pag makadungog mo word na guarantee, utang. Okay, na ay utang din na involved. So a guarantee is a contract where guarantor promises to fulfill the obligation of the principal debtor only if the debtor fails to do so. So, diya isa ta sa first sentence. So, ako nagpautang ko kay Uyang Guren og 1 million pesos. Okay? Si Uyang Guren, dila niya si Labrador. Okay? Si Labrador, muna kong guarantor. Okay? In case na dili makabayad si Uyang Guren sa 1 million pesos, Ako kabulon as creditor si labrador. So, muna na ang idea sa guarantee. Okay? So, guarantor, the guarantor's liability is secondary or subsidiary. Ano ang first ninyo, first sinong dumot? Ang guarantee is a contract where guarantor promises to fulfill the obligation of the principal debtor. Sa loob ni guarantor ang obligasyon sa nangutang sa principal debtor if dili makabayan ang principal debtor. So the guarantors, since kanaan yung obligation, so the guarantor's liability is merely secondary or subsidiary. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya ang primary. Kaya ang primary is ang principal debtor. So ang guarantor is just secondary or subsidiary. Okay? Pag second lang siya, pang second owner lang siya. Alright? Para maranasan yung second owner lang ang guarantor. Okay? The creditor must first demand payment from the principal debtor and exhaust the debtor's properties before proceeding against the guarantor. So, si creditor, unang sa she should run after first the principal debtor. Ang principal debtor sa akong bukuron, ayaw na akong bukuron ang guarantor. Pag nakita na ko nga wala na di properties ang principal debtor, saka na ko bubukod sa guarantor. Kay second owner lang si guarantor. Okay? So, in a guarantee, the guarantor merely guarantees the solvency of the debtors. Balik-balik lang yung story na class. Okay. Next, thank you, mananata ka yung Lorenzo Labrador, 3E.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Madungog ko, ma'am.
So,
A suretyship on the arangan exists when a person does surety binds himself solidarily with the principal debtor. The surety liability is primary, direct, and immediate. The creditor may proceed against the surety and at once, even without first demanding payment from the principal debtor or exhausting the latter's properties. The surety guarantees the payment of the debt, not just the debtor's solvency. The law on guarantee is found in Articles 2047 to 2084 of the Civil Code of the Philippines, while provisions on guarantee generally apply to suretyship. The benefit of execution to property first does not apply to sureties. Thank you, ma'am.
okay. So, Labrador. A suretyship, so di ba natin guarantor, napunta ginatawag na suretyship. Ang suretyship is a special kind of guarantee. Okay? So, ang suretyship exists when a person, the surety, binds himself solidarily with the principal debtor. So, ang surety, no, natay suretyship, ang person, ginatawag na itong surety, gibind niya ang kaugalingon na ako magiging solidarily liable ko with the principal debtor. So, ibig sabihin, kung ako nagpautang kay Labrador, no, nagpautang kay Labrador of 1 million, tapos ni anak si Labrador, himuon ako si Bestudio as surety na ko, ha? So, pag surety, equal footing sila. Okay? No, sila nagtay sa top 1. Nagtay sila sa top 1, no? Both of them kay parehas og liability, solidary. So, ibig sabihin kung surety agreement ang gisudlan, ako nga nagpautang, pwede ko mo dagan kay Labrador, at the same time, pwede ko mo dagan kay Bestudio. Walay hierarchy. Kaysa sa guarantee na ay first owner na second owner. Principal debtor ang first owner, second owner ang guarantor. Sa surety, para sila first owner. So ako creditor, kay surety agreement ko ng gisudlan, either of them ako ang duulon. Okay? Muna ang idea. So surety's liability is primary, direct, and immediate. So, primary, direct, and immediate. The creditor may proceed against the surety at once, even without first demanding payment from the principal debtor or exhausting the latter's properties. So, di ba sa guarantee, kailangan adto sa kay principal debtor, then exhaust na to yung properties. Sa surety, dili ingon ana, pwede na ko dili i-exhaust ang principal debtor. Pwede na ko diretso kay surety. And usually, kapag di mo nagbabasa sa mga utang-utang ninyo, usually surety yun na class. For example, ako, nagkuha ko sa kanya na naglalos, color white. Ang ako at that time that nagkuha ko sakyanan, akong brother man ang nag-fill up sa 4 because I was in Manila nung time na yon. So, basa na ko ang contract sa BPI man, BPI car loan. Pagbasa na ko, ang ilang gina-term is guarantee. Pero pagbasa na ko sa contract, ay surety agreement siya. Ibig sabihin, pwede mag-run after, pag di makabayad akong brother, si BPI may run after me or akong brother. Ana gani. So, equal footing sa akong brother. Kaya, sa akong BPI account, ako ang BPI na, Gcash, kaya account na ako, makita ko na ako dito na, kung unsa ang utang sa akong brother about sa sakyanan, mo ko na akong utang kasi parehas with surety agreement siya. Okay? So, mo lang naman ikuan. Pero usually class, mamingon mo, sa real life kasi, na-i-interchange ang term, guarantor, surety. Pero, in real, kung basahon din mo ang kontrata gani, ang liability mo as guarantor, direct, primary, ana-ana, immediate, pwede man ibilin mo adto sa principal dito, pwede man mo diretso sa imo nga, ay, surety na. Okay? Pag inuana ang terms, mas lahi ang gibutang sa contract, surety. Surety agreement daw kunuhan. Pero ang term, ang gibutang sa agreement kay guarantee. Pero ang mga terms dito kay, ang mga liabilities nimo kay para sa surety, then that is surety. Surety agreement na. Okay? So, kabalo na tayo sa difference sa guarantee, sa surety. Pag guarantee, first owner, principal debtor, second owner, ang guarantor. Pag surety, equal footing sila sa first owner. So, since equal footing sila, the creditor may run after both of them. Either of them. Okay? The law on guarantee is found in Articles 2047 to 2084 of the Civil Code, while provisions of guarantee generally apply to suretyship, the benefit of expulsion, the right to require the creditor to exhaust the debtor's property first does not apply to surety. So, mo kung iman, the benefit of expulsion, dili na mag-apply because equal footing lang mo, pareha mo first owner, pareha mo pwede duulon sa creditor. Okay? Next. The studio.
Hello po ma'am, good afternoon. Supreme Court rulings hold that a surety is treated as a co-maker or original promisor. The surety is bound by the same contract as the principal debtor and is directly liable upon default. The creditor may sue the principal debtor, the surety, or both, and no demand or notice of default is required to fix the surety's liability unless stipulated. In essence, a guarantor is liable only as a last resort, while a surety is as liable as the debtor himself. Therefore, one should think carefully before signing a surety. Thank you, ma'am.
Number one time, nagpa-consult akong sister siya nga. Nag-co-maker siya. Pag ka na ganun makaduwag ng mga anak class niya sa mga parents, pag mangutang sa mga co-op, diba man na usually problema dirikit sa kapalong. No. So, ma'am, nag-co-maker ko, ma'am, ana-ana. So, ang ako ba, mapag-legal advice. Isa man ang naasan, dalang mo ang agreement, basahan na ko ang agreement. Pagbata na ko sa agreement, nakabutang dito, direct ang liability, solidary, ana-ana. So, ma'am, surety ka, ma'am. Huwag ko sayahan. Nahitabo yun na, nagpa-advise sa PAO. Ma'am, ang imuhang ko, ma'am, ang imuhang level of obligation is surety. So, tama ang creditor. Pwede niya, di na siya mo-ato sa principal debtor, pwede ikaw na iyang panilon. Wala na ng benefit of exclusion din ha. Okay? Kaya surety man ka, co-maker, usually ang term nila anak, co-maker ka man. So, parehas mo obligation sa debtor. Okay? Next. Si Babylonia, 3B.
Good evening, ma'am. Guarantor only pays if the debtor cannot pay, secondary liability. You must exhaust all legal remedies against the debtor first. Surety pays if the debtor does not pay, primary liability. The creditor can go straight to you. Memory anchor. Guarantor is the insurer of solvency. Surety is the insurer of the debt. Thank you, ma'am.
Kani memory anchor sa libro mo, kay mura na po gilibog mo no. So, ang ato na lang i-remember is first honor, second honor ha. So, guarantor, sa guarantee, ang first honor is ang debtor, principal debtor, second honor ang guarantor. Aya lang musulod ang obligation sa guarantor pag di na makabayad ang debtor. Sa surety, again, equal footing, primary liability. So, pwede mo doon ang creditor straight to the surety kasi primary ang ilang liability. Parehas lang sila og level. Parehas sila first honor. Okay? Next. Correct. Si Jokoy, yung sa section si Jokoy.
3A, ma'am. Hokoy po na, ma'am.
Kokoy?
Hokoy.
Ay, Hokoy, okay. 3E.
Yes po, ma'am.
Sige. Alam ko ano Hokoy.
Consent for the debtor. Core concept. A guarantee is for the creditor's benefit, so the debtor doesn't have to agree to it. Without consent, if you guarantee a debt behind the debtor's back, you can only recover the amount that was beneficial to them. With consent, you get the right of subrogation. You take over all the creditor's right, like mortgages. Reimbursement. If the debtor already paid part of the debt, you can only ask for the remaining balance you covered. Thank you po, ma'am.
Sige. Consent for the debtor. A guarantee is for the creditor's benefit. Of course. Kasi, at least, ang creditor na ay option. Kung hindi ko makasingil ka principal debtor, hindi ko mo sa guarantor. So, the debtor doesn't have to agree with it. Okay? So, unsa man, pero bakit siya duha ka scenario? What if na I consent? What if wala consent? Kung without consent, if you guarantee a debt behind the debtor's back, wala kabalo ang debtor, no? Na, ningon lang ka, kana si Suway Bagyo, trash na ko na, okay? Kung di siya makabayad, ako na lang paningla. Pero mga alam mo mga scenario ba? So, kunyari, gibayaran na ako, no? Gibayaran na ako. So, kay creditor, no? You can only recover the amount that was beneficial to them. Pero cash lagi nga, nag-uyab-uyab naman laing si Sway Bagyo. Lahat na lang giuyab. So, bawion na lang ako to akong gibayad eh. Pero, ano na lang, maningil na lang ko kay Sway Bagyo. Tapos, ang kunan kay Sway Bagyo is kato lang pong gibayad na ko same amount, no? Kung amount na naging beneficial sa iya. So, kung ang iyang utang is 1 million, ang akong gibayad is 500,000, ang pwede po na po paninglog kay Sway Bagyo is the amount that was beneficial to her, which is 500,000 pesos. What if with consent? So you get the right of subrogation. You take over all the creditor's rights like mortgages. Usually with consent ng na class. Sa contract of guarantee, usually. Okay? So, anutang ta sa co-op, buwa na ko si Hokoy as guarantor, isagot siya, no? Temporarily, wala ko, insolvent ko, wala ko'y kwarta, si Hokoy ang nagsagot sa kong utang sa co-op. Okay, so, si Hokoy, na siya yung right of subrogation. Ibig sabihin, si Hokoy, pwede siya maningil sa kuha. No? Ako man yung principal debtor, nagisalo ni Hokoy. So, nasa yung right of subrogation. Katong mga rights na available sa creditor na gibayaran ni Hokoy, maiyahan na ito ng mga rights. So, pwede ko paninglo ni Hokoy. Kaya sagot niya ang akong utang. Okay? So, sa madaling sabi, kapag gisagot sa guarantor ang utang sa principal debtor, no? Ang principal debtor, magkautang na po siya dito sa guarantor. Dito na siya mubayad sa guarantor. Okay? Ano lang siya kasimple class. Okay? Next, reimbursement. If the debtor already paid part of the debt, you can only ask for the remaining balance you covered. Alangan. Common sense. Kung ang akuang utang is 1 million pesos kay Wukoy, nabayaran na nako ang 500,000, tapos akong guarantor kay si Sway Bagyo, gisagot ni Sway Bagyo ang remaining 500,000, so katulad po remaining na 500,000 ang magiging utang nako kay Sway Bagyo. Okay, ano lang siya. I-reimburse lang po nako si Sway Bagyo dito sa 500,000 na utang nako. Na iya ang gisagot dito sa creditor. Okay. Next, okay, humanda si Wukoy. Ang next kay si Sway Bagyo.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Types of validity. Core concept. A guarantee can be created in different ways and can cover weak contracts. 3 sources. 1. Conventional agreement. 2. Legal by law. 3. Judicial by court order. Valid obligation. Usually, you need a valid debt, but a guarantee can also cover voidable, unenforceable, or natural obligation. Payment can be gratuitous fee or onerous for a fee. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Sway Bagyo. So, a guarantee can be created in different ways and cover weak contracts. So, natin ginatawag times, okay, mga 3 sources, like, pwede siya, ang contract of guarantee may be conventional, meaning which is usually mo ni by agreement, no, by kasunduan sa mga partidos. Napunta yung mga guarantee na created by law, okay, nasa batas, napunta yung guarantee na created by judicial order. Based sa judicial order, only ako usually na-experience. Ma'am, si Escuro nagdula og sabong unauthorized. Gidakop siya sa mga pulis. Yan sa 10,000 pesos. So sa 10,000 pesos, naatay nagyansa siya. Okay, nagyansa siya. So namagod na court sa what's magpiyansa ka, no, na ay bondsman, na ay nagpiyansa for you. Na a person na nagpiyansa for you. Okay? So, katong si Kuan, katong si bondsman, katong piyansador, no? Naapito siya undertaking or promise na kana si Escuro, pati si Escuro naapod siya promise. Mainly si Escuro, kaya siya man ang akusado, siya gidako. So mainly, mag-promise siya nga pag during hearing, pag kailangan siya ipatawag ni judge, attend siya. Yun yung promise niya. Then, ang guarantor, which is ang bondsman, katong piyansador, naapod siya yung undertaking na ako ang bring, dalawin na po ang living body ni Escuro sa korte, pati tatawag siya ni judge. Okay? So, mo na ang sample sa guarantee by judicial order. Nag-search ko by legal, no? Ang ako ang nakita is, kanang ma-relate na po ninyo. In contracts of sale, kung naman tayo nag-discuss of sale, the law implies a warranty against hidden defects or eviction. So, the seller or the law, no? Ayun sa law na the seller warrants that the goods are walang hidden defects. Okay? So that's an example of guarantee, okay, na created by law. Okay? Na nag-assure ang seller warrants, ginagarantiyan niya na perfect condition, wala ni guba. Aya na ko gibalik niya. Okay? That's an example of guarantee by legal or by law. Next, si Escuro from section
3D po, ma'am.
Okay.
Characteristics of a guarantee. Core concept, the nature of the contract. Accessory, it cannot exist alone. It depends on the principal obligation. Subsidiary, it only kicks in if the debtor fails to pay. Unilateral, only the guarantor has a duty to the creditor, The creditor doesn't owe the guarantor anything. Distinct person, you cannot be your own guarantor. Thank you, ma'am.
So it is accessory. It cannot exist alone. It depends on the principal obligation. So that, and usually, so again, a contract of guarantee is an accessory contract. So usually, ang principal contract na to is the contract of loan. Okay? Subsidiary, it only kicks in if the debtor fails to pay. Sa subsidiary, second lang siya, second owner lang siya. Unilateral, only the guarantor has a duty to the creditor. The creditor doesn't owe the guarantor anything. Kay guarantor man ka, so ikaw lang na ay obligation sa creditor. Ang creditor, wala anything na, wala to. Guarantor lang man ka, so di ko sa imo mag-release og kwarta, dito ko sa principal debtor mag-release og kwarta. So ang creditor, wala any obligation sa inyo. Distinct person, you cannot be your own guarantor. So, dili pwede nga the principal debtor and the guarantor are one and the same person. Dili pwede. Separate person din na sila. Okay? Next, si Lapoha from 3E.
Good evening, ma'am. The less not more rule. Core concept, a guarantor's burden can never be heavier than the debtor. The limit, you can bind yourself for less than the debt, but never for more. Automatic correction. If you accidentally guarantee 2 million pesos for 1 million pesos debt, the law automatically reduces into 1 million pesos. Nature, you cannot have stricter condition than the original debtor. Thank you, ma'am.
So the less not more rule, so guarantor's burden can never be heavier than the debtor. Igo na lang kami sa loob utang. So, dili pwede na ang inyong burden or ang inyong obligation is bigger than that of the debtor. So, limit, you can bind yourself for less than the debt, but never for more. So, kung ang principal utang or ang utang ni debtor based sa principal contract of loan is just 1 million pesos, 1 million na po ang pwede mo bayaran. Okay? O dili ka pwede mo go beyond. Okay? Automatic correction. So, if you accidentally guarantee 2 million for a 1 million debt, akala mo 2 million ang imong gi-guarantee. 1 million naman din ang utang, nagbayad ka 2 million. So, the law will automatically return the money sa imuha, or the law will automatically reduce the utang from 2 to 1 million. Kaya 1 million naman ang principal na utang. Okay? Dili pwede na ikaw may na stricter conditions sa the original debtor. Dili pwede, anak. Maluwi na po sa ubang class na nag-utang through talagang mga online app na mga utang-utang. Tapos, ang nakaapan, di mo ka o ka ng guarantor ba, nga ka kabalo. Karon, di mo kang guarantor nga ka kabalo. Tapos, di ba, mga harassment ng mga online utang-utang, di po sa Facebook, kapil ang guarantor. Noon kayo, kasi alam, naitabo mo gud na sa diri sa isa sa akong mga cases. Kaya ayaw ko kakakaog utang online. Dagan kay mga app, i-check ninyo if SEC accredited ba na siya na utang app, no? Kaya dagan kay mga app applications, no? Tapos i-harass dahil ka, pag di ka makabayad, i-post din ka sa Facebook. Tapos wala kayo ka magbibigyan kasi pagtanaw mo, dili na din siya SEC registered. So wala ka kabalo asa yang principal address sa business, kay kung mag-file ka og kaso, maglisod ka file, wala ka kabalo asa yang business address. So always check jud kung asa ka mag-utang, no? Okay, next. Si Lopez, Justin.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Special roles, married a woman, core concept, who can be a guarantor? Married woman can act as a guarantor without a husband's consent. Property liability. Usually, this only binds her separate property. Family benefit. It only binds the conjugal partnership. Family money if the guarantee actually benefited the family. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So, kung ang family code, wala, dili ko din ang exact na pag-wording sa family code. Tanaw ninyo ang Article 73 sa family code. Wondering, sorry. Article 73 of the Family Code states that a married woman has the right to engage in any legitimate profession, pwede siya magtrabaho, any legitimate dapat, okay? Profession, occupation, or business. Okay, so hindi dapat mga droga. No. Legitimate ang wording sa law without needing her husband's consent. Ito mga babae, pwede ka magtrabaho for as long as, syempre, dili prostitution, dili droga, for as long as, kahit wala consent sa husband, no? For as long as it is legitimate. Where she does not require permission, her spouse may object only if the objection is based on valid, serious, and moral grounds. In cases of disagreement regarding such an objection, the matter is resolved by the courts, which will determine if the objection is proper. Now, gibutang sa law, sa Article 73, that a married woman, can engage in any legitimate business. Again, ang contract of guarantee is a form of business transaction. Kaya nga, ang atong kurso is regulatory framework, so ito atong course, and legal issues in business. Diba? Regulatory framework and legal issues in business, because we are talking about business transaction. So, the question is, can a married woman be a guarantor? Yes, because a contract of guarantee is a legitimate form of business transaction. Pwede, yung sa law, pwede daw siya mag-enter of legitimate business transaction. Even without the husband's consent? Yes, even without the husband's consent. For as long, again, it is a legitimate business transaction. So usually, this only binds her separate property. So, di ba, sa marriage kasi, we have the conjugal property, we also have the separate property. So, kung mag-act siya as guarantor without the husband's consent, then ang mag-bind lang, no, in case na wala nakabayad ang principal debtor, katong separate property na lang yung sasagot doon, not the conjugal property. So, for example, kung ako, uyam, ikaw wala, asawa na daw sa kong uyam, tama ko 500,000 pesos, then guarantor, nag-ako as guarantor ni Amokay. Okay? So, ako, ang utang ni Amokay is 500,000 pesos. So, katong separate money lang nako, katong dili sa conjugal, kato lang ang pwede na kukuhaan for the bayad sa utang ni Amokay. It only binds the conjugal partnership if the guarantee actually benefited the family. If pagbayad nimo sa guarantee, nakabenepisyo po ng imong pamilya, no? Kaya diyan ang papasok dito sa kwaon sa pera sa family. Pero if nag-enter ka of contract of guarantee without the husband's consent and it did not redound to the benefit of the family, yung separate property lang, which is sa legal term is the paraternal property of the woman, ang sasagot doon. Okay? Nagala kayo magnakuha for tonight. Next, Amokay from section 3B.
Good evening, ma'am. Nature and form of guarantee. A guarantee is never assumed to exist. It must be expressly stated and cannot cover more than what is specifically written in the agreement. For it to be legally enforceable, it must be reduced to writing because it falls under the statute of frauds. If there is any confusion or doubt regarding the terms, the law requires that the agreement be strictly interpreted in favor of the guarantor. Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay. So, a guarantee is never assumed to exist. It must be expressly stated and cannot cover more than what is specifically written in the agreement. Usually, yung contract of guarantee, like atong nagutang ko sa sakyanan, ano gud siya, pirma gud mi. For it, for it to be legally enforceable, it must be reduced to writing, okay? Because it falls under the statute of frauds. So, again, when we talk about enforceability, ibig sabihin, kung gusto ba ka mag-adto sa korte, kung mag-file ka og kaso about guarantee, no? About questioning the contract of guarantee, na ba kay gusto na enforce na mga rights under the contract of guarantee, it should be reduced into writing because you're talking about utang. Okay? So, pag ma-reduce siya, kapag naamoy kasulatan, and you want to file a case before the court, entertain lang na sa court ang imuhang utang, imuhang contract of guarantee if it is in writing. Pero pag storya-storya lang na, dili na i-entertain sa court. Kay, required sa law na it falls under the statute of frauds. Na kay utang na saguton. Okay? Ano na to ang artikulo sa statute of frauds sa kuan din mo. Civil Code, Statute of Frauds, under Article 1403, Paragraph 2. So, mo ni mga kontrata na kailangan og written evidence, special promises to answer for the death, default, or miscarriage of another, which is, an example is a contract of suretyship or guarantee. So, special promise na siya to answer for the death of another. So, kailangan nakasulat din siya. Pag dili siya nakasulat, na gusto mag-file o kaso ang creditor, dili na siya i-entertain sa korte. Because the statute of frauds, Article 1403, Paragraph 2, requires na kailangan siya nakasulat. Okay? Next. Sanchez Leo.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon. Good evening. Madunggan, ma'am.
Opo.
Scope of liability. The guarantor is only liable for the specific obligation of the debtor that were agreed upon the time of the contract. They are not liable for any debts or defaults that happened before the guarantee was signed, unless there is a very clear statement showing that intended to cover those past debts. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So, kung asa lang itong sa kontrata, katulad po dapat i-cover sa guarantor. Hindi na siya pwede magpahiro-hiro sa lain pa. Unless there is a very clear statement showing they intended to cover those past debts. So, always remember kasi kamo ang magpautang pohon. No? Kasi lagi natin iniisip na kita ang utang. So, what if kamo magpautang pohon? So, kung magpautang ka pohon, always put it into writing, especially kung naakay guarantor, kung naay mo guarantor. Okay, para, kung gusto ka mag-file o kaso, at least na kay mapakita ng kontrata, o mo mo na-agreehan, mo nilang guarantee na 1 million, no? So, mag-file ko o kaso, na ako'y kasulatan diri, covered siya statute of fraud, so pwede ko mag-file, enforceable siya, pwede ko muduol sa court, mga yung tabang, para malingin. Okay. Next. Magsanay. Magsanay is section
3E po, ma'am.
Okay.
Good evening, ma'am. Qualifications of a guarantor. To qualify for the rule, a person must have 3 things: integrity, the legal capacity to bind themselves, and sufferance property to pay the debt if needed. These qualifications must be present when the contract is made, even if the guarantor later loses their property or integrity, and guarantee is still valid. However, a creditor can demand a replacement if the guarantor is convicted of a crime involving dishonesty or becomes insolvent.
Okay, so dali lang siya sa PowerPoint, no? Dinadiscuss lang niya kung unsa ang qualifications of a guarantor. So, dapat nasa integrity, legal capacity to bind themselves, so dapat hindi siya minor, hindi siya deaf mute, Okay? Kaya niya mo-enter into a contract. Sufficient property to pay the debt if needed, no? Kailangan na siya kwarta, so, or na siya capability to cover the debts of another person. So, mula ni siya ang iyahang na-adili sa qualifications of a debtor. Of a guarantor. Okay? Pwede po daw mag-request ang creditor na i-replace, magkuha og laing guarantor si debtor if na-convict for a crime ang guarantor, for example, or naging siya mismo, si guarantor mismo naging insolvent. So, pwede siya mag-request of another guarantor. Okay? Next, curious from section si curious.
3E po, ma'am.
3E.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Selection of the guarantor. If the creditor is the one who chooses a specific person to be the guarantor, they cannot later demand a substitution. This is because since the creditor personally made the selection, the responsibility for that choice rests solely on them and not on the debtor. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. So, kaganina, ang namili sa guarantor si debtor. So, if in case, ang selection of the guarantor came from the creditor, siya ang nagpili, kana si Gentiles, si Solo nang imo ang kuan ha, si Solo nang imo ang guarantor ha, si creditor ang namili, dili siya later makapag-demand of substitution. Siya man ang namili. Okay? Siya ang sa risk. Kaya usually, pag may mga pautang, ang debtor ang magkuan kung kinsang iyahang himuong guarantor. Diba? Muna kung guarantor si Ana, dili magbuot ang creditor. Kaya kung masami pa lang, no? Masami pa lang si creditor. Namili siya, nagbuot-buot kung kinsang may mga guarantor o nakulong. So, hindi na siya maka-demand for substitution. Okay. Next, Solon.
Good evening, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
The benefit of exhaustion. The most important rule here is that a guarantor cannot be forced to pay the creditor unless the creditor has first exhausted all the property of the debtor and tried all legal remedies against them. Because a guarantee is accessory, a backup, the guarantor is only bound to fulfill the obligation if the principal debtor fails to pay and truly has no more assets to cover the debt. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So the benefit of exhaustion, familiarize niyo siya because important niya siya. So, exhaustion or exhaustion, more rule, more na kung discuss ka ganina, that a guarantor cannot be forced to pay the creditor unless the creditor first exhausted all the property of the debtor and tried all legal remedies against them. So, kay guarantee man yung contract of guarantee man bili mo yung surety. So, ikaw, creditor, kailangan ang mga sa buhaton is agtuon mo ang debtor o siya imong paninglon. Kapag na-check nimo nga wala ka gid siya property, saka ka moadto sa guarantor. So, ang sapat sa guarantor, sa sa real world, di mo mahitabo ka sa kay gigil na kayo ang creditor maningil. Contract of guarantee, diretso na siya sa guarantor. Ikaw, guarantor, pwede mo ipambala. Oops, creditor, we have the doctrine or the benefit of exhaustion or exhaustion. Ana ang batas, dili sa first ako dapat imong duulon. Dapat mo adto sa kadito sa debtor. Kailangan dito sa ka mag-file sa iyang kaso, dapat dito sa ka mag-kuhan sa iya, maningil, no? Kaya ka mo adto sa akuan. So, panglaban ni siya sa guarantor, kaning benefit of exhaustion or exhaustion. Okay? Accessory contract lang na ni. So, dapat dili sa ka mo adto sa akuan, dito sa ka sa principal debtor. Okay? Next. Gentiles from section
Good evening, ma'am. From 3D po, ma'am.
3B. Okay.
Guzman versus Chandler. Guzman mortgaged two of his properties to secure debt owed by Tachi to Chandler. When the debt wasn't fully paid, Chandler used Guzman personally for the remaining cash. The court ruled that Guzman was not liable for the money balance. This is because Guzman only contracted a mortgage on a specific land. He did not agree to be personally responsible for the cash payment. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So si Guzman, gi-mortgage niya, gi-prinda niya two of his properties to secure a debt owed by Tachi to Chandler. So, to secure a debt owed by Tachi to Chandler. So, si Tachi, na siya'y utang kay Chandler. Para mabayaran ang utang ni Tachi kay Chandler, iprinda ni Guzman ang iyahang property. When the debt wasn't fully paid, Chandler sued Guzman. Okay? Si Chandler, hindi ang utang, ang naibutang si Tachi, si Chandler, hindi kasuhan si Guzman. Okay? The court ruled that Guzman was not liable for the money balance. Okay? This is because Guzman only contracted a mortgage on specific land. Ang iya lang mag-giprinda for that particular utang ni Tachi to Chandler is giprinda lang niya properties. Okay? Yeah, guarantor lang naman siya. Okay? So, dapat dili siya mo ang gipailan Guzman. Okay? Chandler. No? So, he did not agree to be personally responsible for the cash payment. Wala man po siya nag-ingon nga, okay, ako ang magiging personally liable anang kuan na remaining utang ni Tachi. Basta ako, offer lang na ko kung kita. Ako lang iprinda akong kita. Pero wala ko, wala ko na garantiya na ako yung sagot sa remaining cash payment. Okay? Ako lang iprinda ang kita. Okay? Nako, para sa utang ni Tachi sa imunga. Pero wala ko nag-promise, nag-undertake na ako'y musalo sa remaining cash payment. So, wala ang nagtabo. Dire, Gubato from section 3E.
Good evening po, ma'am. When execution does not apply, Article 2059, there are specific times when the creditor can go straight to the guarantor without checking the debtor's property first. A. Express renunciation. If the guarantor voluntarily gives up, waives the right in express terms. Thank you po, ma'am.
So, naay mga certain situation na dili na mag-apply ang exclusion or benefit of exclusion or exhaustion. So, number one, okay, so in other words, kung naay mga situation na dili na mag-apply ang benefit of exclusion, pwede na maningil si creditor kay guarantor. So, unsa to nga mga situation? Ang first situation is express renunciation. If the guarantor voluntarily waives this right in express terms, sige, guarantor lang si Gomez. Okay? Ako ang nagpautang. Ang principal debtor ni si Saraga. Wala nakabayad si Saraga. Ibis maningil ko kay Saraga first, kung siya ang principal debtor, iduol ko dahil kay Gomez. Si Gomez, okay lang, ako na bahala magkuhan. Di-waive niya yung right or benefit of exclusion. Di-waive niya ang benefit of exclusion. In that case, pwede na ko maningil kay Gomez. So, inana lang ka-simple. Kaningang slide. Next, Gomez. Gomez from section
3D, ma'am.
Okay.
So, for letter B, solidary liability or suretyship. If the guarantor bind themselves or solidarily with the debtor, in this case, they become a surety with primarily liability. So, meaning, they are treated like a co-debtor. So, for letter C, insolvency of the debtor. If it's proven that the debtor is actually unable to pay, this is usually confirmed when a legal writ of execution is returned or unsatisfied, showing the debtor has no properties left. So for letter D, debtor cannot be sued. So if the debtor has hidden or absconded or cannot be reached by the Philippine courts unless they leave a representative behind. So for letter E is totality of the act. If it's is clear that the debtor has absolutely nothing and trying to seize their property would be a useless formality.
Okay. So there are B, C, D, E. So apat pa ka situations na pwede dili na nato i-avail ang benefit of extortion. So what are these? So solidary liability or suretyship. If the guarantor binds themselves solidarily with the debtor. So, di ba ito sa inyo kaganina na ang surety is a special kind of guarantee. Suretyship is a special kind of guarantee. So, kung ni-bind ni guarantor ang iyang self na siya ay magiging primarily liable for the death of another person, so in that case, ang gi-enter nimo is the contract of surety, no? So in that case, so mag-level up ka. So in that case, dili na gid mo ma-take advantage and benefit of extortion. Again, ang suretyship is a special kind of guarantee, a contract of guarantee. Okay? The third, insolvency of the debtor. Kung na-prove yun, na dili na gid kaya magbayad sa debtor, then maski nagpa-execute na anay writ of execution gikan sa court, and the writ of execution was na-return siya, nabalik siya sa korte, unsatisfied, wala na nasunod. So it will only show na wala yung kakayahan na ang debtor to pay. So dili na nimo ma-take advantage and benefit of expulsion or exhaustion. Pang-upat, debtor cannot be sued. Ano man? Nagtago na siya, nag-abscond, dili na siya ma-reach by Philippine courts, kaya nag-abroad na siya. So, wala po siya nagbilin o representante. So, pwede na ka mag-file o dili na nimo mag-take advantage and benefit of extortion. And fifth, futility of the act. If it is clear that the debtor is absolutely not paying and trying to seize their property with a useless formality, no? Wala na gid kayo makita ng konti, utro po siyang pobre uyamot, no? So, okay, dili na nimo take advantage po ang benefit of extortion. Okay? Next. Saraga, section 3E.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening.
How a guarantor claims this benefit, Article 2060. Even if the guarantor has this right, they must act to keep it. As soon as the creditor demands payment, the guarantor must 1. Set it up as a defense. Formally tell the creditor they are using the right of execution. 2. Point out property. The guarantor must show the creditor specific available property belonging to the debtor within the Philippines. This property must be enough to cover the debt, must not be encumbered, no other debts on it, and must not be involved in a lawsuit, not in litigation. Thank you.
Good. So, how a guarantor claims this benefit? So, paano man ako, kung ako ang guarantor, paano na ako ma-take advantage ng benefit of extortion under Article 2060? So, even if na-kay right or benefit of extortion, kailangan diya po nalihok ko nimo nga right. Dili dapat nimo ni tulugan ng karapatan. You should not sleep on your right. So, kung naa ang creditor, nag-demand na siya og payment sa imo, so unsa imong buhaton as guarantor? Number 1, set it up as a defense. Okay? formally tell the creditor, okay, creditor, I think wala pa ka naningil sa debtor, no? I am using my right of exclusion, or I'm using the benefit of exclusion. So, imo yung isulti sa iya, ha? Or read it, or put it in writing. Point out the property. O kana, property mo na i-debtor, wala pa lagi na imo gipa-execute. Ano na siya yuta sa ingon ani, so helpful po na pagiging marites class sa kanila mga kaso, no? No? Dami na siya property, tanawar ko ng ROD, kato kato sa ang paningla, ay sakto, guarantor lang man ko, di ba ko surety. Okay, next. Agcard. Agcard is section. Agcard.
Good evening.
Good evening.
3E po.
3E. Kumusta naman yung appendix?
Dili pa kayo okay po, ma'am.
Sige. Po, siguro ayaw na lang sa this week on exam. Sa next week na lang, kaya naapod ang maabot po ang boss dito Manila, din si Chief Acosta.
Okay po, ma'am.
Okay lang sa imo?
Okay ra, ma'am.
Okay, para maayo po ng imuhang samad sa tiyan. Okay? Sige. Kanina man ka ba tani?
Consequences for the creditor, Article 2061. Once the guarantor successfully point out the debtor property, the creditor must try to exhaust the property. If the creditor is negligent, lazy, and fails to go after the property, and the debtor becomes insolvent later, the guarantor is released from the debt up to the value of the property. Thank you po, ma'am.
So once the guarantor successfully points out the debtor's property, so the creditor must try to exhaust that property. So kung ditudlo na ni guarantor mo na mga property na ikuwanta na, nanana. So, kana dapat sa ang first unahon ni creditor, no, na ipa-execute, ipabenta, ipa-foreclose. If the creditor is negligent, pabaya, or tamad, and fails to go after that property, wala niya na yatiman ang mga property ni debtor na dapat niya paninglon. And then, the debtor becomes insolvent later, the guarantor is released from the debt up to the value of that property. I-point out na kaya importante na i-put mo into writing. No? Ako nag-inform si creditor na ay property si principal debtor. Nakita na ako na sa ROD. Kailangan na lang mag-check ni creditor dito. Kailangan ipa-execute na lang ito na ipa-foreclose or ipa-motion for encumbrance ba siya, petition, whatever. Wala gibuhat ni creditor. Then, because wala niya gibuhat, nagtinamad siya, naging insolvent ang debtor, kaya nabenta niya ang lupa to another person. Okay? So, in that case, kaya naging pabaya man si creditor, wala niya gi-exercise iyang dapat, iyang obligation, the guarantor is released from the debt up to that value of the property. Katong gi-point out niya nga property, ano na siya to, release na siya ato nga utang. Kunyari, ang worth ato nga property is 100,000 pesos, ang utang ni principal debtor kay principal creditor is nasa 1 million, gi-point out to niya nga property, wala gi-work out ni creditor, then the insolvency debtor, sorry ka debtor, creditor. Gi-point out na nako na sa imo, gitundo na nako na si mo niya, wala jud nimo gitrabaho. Awa karon, napurdoy na lang ang debtor, di na ako liable sa 100,000. Kaya ang akong i-guarantee na lang kay 900,000 na lang. Okay? Ano siya? Okay? So, diri siguro, wait, the creditors use a letter. Kasi check ha, kung masig pwede sa next na lang niyo. Sige, mag-stop ka sa legal procedure. Okay? Kani, lahi-lahi naman po yun ni. Article 2060, which is slide 46. Okay, para dili lang di lang mo ma-overwhelm sa concept sa. So, okay. Naka-attendance na ba ang tanan? Ayun sa mo pag-out, pag-attendance sa mo, then mag-generate ko. Try na ko generate o attendance tracker. Di maputol ng good medyo. Legalize na maputol din na concept. I mean like, ano gyapon siya, guarantee, pero basig ano lang mo, ma-overwhelm lang mo ba? Mag-attendance sa mga haya mo mag-leave, ha? Okay. Itong mga naka-attendance, pwede na mag-leave, ano na ko ang attendance tracker, na-record na po na ko ang nagbasa for tonight, medyo daghan mo. I hope na mo na-soften for tonight. Pwede na mag-out yung mga naka-attendance na.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thanks,
Ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. God bless.
Slide 46. Yung pag-attendance sa mo.